It's a day after Vijaya Dasami today as the celebrations reached an enthusiastic fervor while people continue to receive Tika and Jamra until Friday. Dasami, the biggest festival of the country this year, has been largely subdued in the face of the ongoing pandemic. As the dreaded coronavirus continues to raise its ugly head, there is a serious call on the Dasami revelers to celebrate the ongoing festivity more responsibly. Good morning, I'm Amar Singh Pradhan and these are the headlines of the hour. In a dramatic development, Deputy Prime Minister Ishwar Pokhrel defends the recent meeting between the Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli and Raw Chief Samanta Goel. 1,741 new cases of COVID-19 confirmed, taking the infection tally past 159,000. Death tally climbs to 862 with 15 more deaths. The Senate Republicans vote to endorse President Donald Trump's Supreme Court nominee George Amy Barrett. The move a major victory for the president ahead of the elections. And Kings 11 Punjab record 5th consecutive victory with an 8th wicket triumph over KKR. Gill and Manjit Singh star with the bat. Vijaya Dasami, the 10th and the main day of the country's biggest festival, Dasami, was celebrated with much fanfare and by receiving Tika and Jamra yesterday. There is an age-old practice of putting on Tika and Jamra as blessings of Goddess Durga on the day of Vijaya Dasami. The day and the festival itself symbolize the victory of good over evil and divine power over demonic power. It is believed that Goddess Durga claimed victory over demon king Mahishasur and Lord Ram defeated mighty Lankan king Ravana on this day. There is a tradition of offering and receiving Tika until Kozagrat Purnima, or the full moon's day that falls this Friday. Red and white Tika signifies peace and prosperity, while Jamra is considered to be the favorite biological power of Goddess Durga. This year, the usual Dasami movement is quite slender amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Health experts have urged public to exchange blessings and greetings, if possible virtually, as there is persistent risk of infection during gatherings and movement. The novel coronavirus has continued its surge as 1,741 new cases of COVID-19 were confirmed in the country in the past 24 hours. With this, the total number of coronavirus cases has climbed to 159,830. Likewise, 15 more deaths were reported yesterday, taking the death tally from the coronavirus to 862. According to the Health Ministry, a total of 5,006 swab samples were tested yesterday, taking the test tally to over 1.39 million. 894 cases were reported from the federal capital, as Kathmandu district alone confirmed 673 cases, while Lalitpur reported 1,146 and Bhaktapur witnessed 76 cases. Likewise, 4,005 individuals registered full recovery yesterday, taking the national recovery tally to 115,675, as the recovery rate now stands at 72.4%. According to the Health Ministry, there are over 43,000 active cases in the country, as 10,686 are in isolation centers, with 32,607 in home isolation and 2,969 individuals in various quarantine facilities. The ministry informed that 64 patients are receiving treatment with ventilator support, while 285 are in intensive cares. In a dramatic development, Deputy Prime Minister Ishwar Pokhrel has defended the recent meeting between Prime Minister KP Sharma Oli and Indian Intelligence Agency Raw Chief Samanta Goel. Deputy Prime Minister Pokhrel has come down heavily upon the criticism against Prime Minister Oli by the ruling party's spokesperson Narenkaji Shrestha yesterday. Deputy Prime Minister Pokhrel claimed through his social media that Prime Minister met Raw Chief Goel, who was in Nepal as a special envoy of Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Premier Oli and Raw Chief Goel held discussions for almost 2 hours last Wednesday. Claiming that Foreign Ministry has notes of the meeting, Deputy Prime Minister Pokhrel accused leaders standing against the government as going against the best interest of the country. Spokesperson Shrestha and Standing Committee leader and former Home Minister Bhim Rawal have accused Premier Oli of hampering national dignity by overlooking diplomatic protocol. Meanwhile, Deputy Prime Minister Pokhrel has claimed that the meeting focused on issues related to border disputes and the recently publicized political and administrative map in line with settling recent disputes seen between two countries. Deputy Prime Minister Pokhrel informed that Rajiv Goel responded positively to Prime Minister Oli's proposal to settle the border dispute based on historical evidence. Likewise, civil activists including Pitambar Sharma and Hari Roka among others have criticized Prime Minister Oli for meeting Rajiv Goel. The scenario during the ongoing Dasai festival has remained less enthusiastic, to say the least, amid the COVID-19 pandemic. People are deprived of celebrating the festival with friends and families in a usual merrymaking environment as the fear of virus transmission persists. We have more in this report.
Get-together between family members during Dasai is a major charm of the festival. People who had travelled far and wide in connection with their jobs return home during this time. There is an age-old tradition of receiving tika from the elders as the festival is celebrated with much joy and fervour. Meanwhile, the celebrations this year has largely remained subdued due to the ongoing coronavirus pandemic. The government has directed the public to avoid movement and celebrate the festival by remaining indoors. Religious experts view that gatherings could be avoided while blessings could be virtually received through internet. Kathmandu Valley has remained a coronavirus hotspot for long, while Biratnagar, Butwal, Bharatpur among other major cities with dense settlements have been reeling under a health crisis as well. In the meantime, health experts have advised people to refrain from mass gatherings. Given the scenario, it is therefore understandable that the onus is on the people to celebrate this year's Dasai festival more responsibly, literally abiding by the word.
And in our Public Voice segment, we had asked the local residents in Sunsari and Morang district what blessings did they receive and give during Dasai. Let's take a look at what they have to say.
Public Voice.
कहिले रोग ब्याध नलागोस् धेरै पढ्नु ज्ञानी मान्छे ज्ञानी हुनु केटाकेटीलाई त भन्ने
कोरोना संक्रमितबाट मुक्त हुँ भन्ने आशीर्वाद लिम र आशीर्वाद पनि त्यही दिए
यही कोरोना बाट चाहिँ हाम्रो देशलाई चाहिँ मुक्त होस् भन्ने आशीर्वाद र आफ्नो परिवारलाई मुक्त होस् भन्ने आशीर्वाद आमाले दिनुभयो
अब सुस्वास्थ्य दीर्घायुको कामना गर्नुभयो उहाँहरूले त्यस्तै आशीर्वाद पाइयो
नाति नातिनालाई छोरा बुहारीलाई राम्रो हुनु डाँडा काँडा राखौँ भनेर दियो
धेरै पढ्नु ज्ञानी हुनु ठुलो मान्छे बन्नु अरूसँग मुख खुकै नलाग्नु भनेर आशीर्वाद दिनुभयो
यो देशको प्रगति होस् परिवारको हित होस् सबै राष्ट्रको कल्याण होस् नागरिकहरूको उन्नति होस् भन्ने नै मैले शुभकामना व्यक्त गरेको छु
आशीर्वादमा यो कोभिड-19 का कुराहरू पनि आए रोग नलागोस् भन्दाखेरि रोगको ठाउँमा चाहिँ त्यो कोभिड-19 नलागोस् भन्ने कुराहरू पनि आयो
घरबाट बाहिर ननिस्किकन आफआफ्नै घरमा बसेर रमाइलो गरेर दशैं मनाऊ भन्ने आशीर्वाद हामी सबैमा पायौं
कोरोना मुक्त हौं स्वस्थ रहौं आफ्नै घर परिवारमा मात्रै गरौं टाढा टाढा नजाऊ भन्ने नि लियौं हामीहरूले
रोग व्याधि नलागोस् सुख शान्ति छाओस् कोरोना हटेर जाओस् भन्ने किसिमका त्यस्तै किसिमका आशीर्वादहरू पाइयो
And now time for our segment Public Pulse, where it texts us with their opinion.
Public Pulse.
And the question is, what should be done to curb the practices of taking random medicines in the name of curing COVID-19? Your options are: option A, mandatory doctor's prescription; option B, make pharmacies more accountable; and option C, people should be aware. The voting is on. Type any WS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Let's move on to sports update. Tottenham is past Burnley 1-0 under the English Premier League late last night. Following a goalless first half, Tottenham playing away from home found the decisive goal through Sung Hyun-min, who has been in a terrific form since the start of the new season. The goal was possible after a constructive assist from Harry Kane, as the duo have combined for 29 goals this season already. The win has pushed Tottenham into the 5th slot, while Burnley are languishing at the bottom of the points table. In another EPL match last night, Brighton and West Brom played a 1-1 draw. And before we wrap up this morning news bulletin, here's a look at the top stories one more time. In a dramatic development, Deputy Prime Minister Ishwar Pokhrel defends the recent meeting between the Prime Minister K.P. Sharma Oli and Raw Chief Sumanta Goel. 1,741 new cases of COVID-19 confirmed, taking the infection tally past 159,000. Death tally climbs to 862 with 15 more deaths. The Senate Republicans vote to endorse President Donald Trump's Supreme Court nominee Judge Amy Barrett. The move a major victory for the president ahead of the elections. And Punjab record 5th consecutive victory with an 8 wickets triumph over KKR. Gayle and Manjit Singh star with the bat. And those were our latest headlines. Stay with us for more news and entertainment on KTVSD. Stay safe and good day.